Liz Hoover spent decades self-claiming both Mi'kmaq and Mohawk nationalities. She works at the Department of Environmental Science, Policy, and Management, UC Berkeley. She has decided to reject family lore. Research her family for herself. In her statement she noted, she does not meet the blood quantum requirement for enrollment. I would like to clarify that there is only one band of Mi'kmaq on this side, the US side, of the colonial line. My people here do not use this dehumanizing method of belonging. I, nor any of my family have been measured the same way dogs and horses are measured. Please note, she was not talking about my family, the Mi'kmaq Indian nation of Turtle Island. Liz stated, "We have to date found no records of tribal citizenship for any of my family members in the tribal databases that were accessed, so therefore she will no longer be self-identifying this way any longer." In her statement, I notice a very familiar word used by settlers, often, perhaps with Indian heritage. A word real Indian people do not use, and this word is, complexity. Only do non-Indian settler people use this word when trying to understand Indian country and our sovereignty. To Indian people, it is no more complex to us, to know we belong to a nation that predates the colonial United States by thousands of years, than it for an American to know they are a US citizen, just like a Canadian knows they are Canadian. Just as a Mexican knows they are Mexican. Does anyone find it complex to understand that one is not a Canadian or a Mexican, simply because they might have relatives in Canada, or in Mexico? Indian people never self-claim. We are claimed by our nation, just the same as Americans are claimed by theirs. This complexity problem by settlers is brought on by a severe lack of education in settler colonial nations. People are not learning that American Indians are the nation's people who were here first, nations that existed long before they came to our shores by thousands of years. Their government did not create us as a new race, in lands foreign to us. We are the descendants of the ones who were always here. We are not a race of people, we are the citizens of sovereign nations, just like Americans. Just like Mexicans. Just like Canadians. This is not complex, my relatives. Your colonial governments do not own us. They only continue to claim us as their dependent nations because the doctrine of discovery is still currently being upheld by white supremacists, as being US and international law. This evil, vile, doctrine shall not be upheld forever, and once it is declared immoral and inhumane, it shall be cast into the evil chapters of colonial history where it belongs to be condemned and shamed by us all. And this complexity issue shall be no more. Liz. I would like to thank you for rejecting your family lore. Researching yourself. Rejecting Pretendian and embracing settler ally. With your actions, you have changed from oppressor to good ancestor. Thank you, my equal relative, of Turtle Island.